Hey everybody, welcome. It's Andrew Ainsworth Golf Academy here, and as always, a warm welcome wherever you're watching my video today in the world. So, what am I going to talk about? A question I received from, not on YouTube actually, just from a customer. He rang me up and he said, I want a custom fitting for a set of Mizuno irons. He said, but I don't like doing it indoors, I don't like hitting off mats. He said, I'm happy to be convinced, but do I need to be going on a launch monitor? I'd rather do it outdoors. I said, look, come into my academy and I'll show you, I'll convince you that indoor fitting is just as good as outdoor fitting, maybe better. I get this asked a lot, so I also wanted to put this out there to the YouTube community, get your thoughts on what you feel about it. I'll tell you what I feel about it from my experience as an indoor fitter. So indoors, I've got my GC2 launch monitor over there. I've got the comfort of an indoor golf academy. I don't have to worry about the elements and all the rest of it. The downside to that is people want to hit off grass sometimes. I get that as well. I use a fibre built mat, which is a really high quality mat, which gives you all the feel of hitting off grass. But I can see why people want to hit off turf, get the interaction of a club. But I think that's fairly minimal sometimes, unless you're maybe a very elite golfer. For most golfers, hitting off a good mat is absolutely fine. So let's talk about the data that we can get with or without launch monitors. Could you fit well without a launch monitor? Well, yeah, you could to a degree, because you don't need a launch monitor to check the lie angles. You don't need a launch monitor to check the length, the grip size. And what you can do is look at ball flight, and you can talk to the customer about the shot trajectory, how it feels. You can kind of estimate how far it's going. Is the ball flight too high, too low, blah, blah, blah. So yes, you can do it without a launch monitor. But believe you me, folks, a launch monitor is going to give you a much more accurate fitting. We're going to just go quickly over into the hitting area. For those of you who don't know too much about how launch monitors work, you've basically got three biggies out there in the launch monitor market. We've got GC2, we've got TrackMan, we've got FlightScope. There are other ones available, but those are the big three. And to a degree, they all bring up the same amount of data. GC2, which I'm using, is a photo-based system. TrackMan is a Doppler radar, and I think FlightScope works on radar as well. But they all give us the same amount of information. So let's get over there, hit a couple of shots, and show you what I look out for when we're doing a fitting on a launch monitor. Let's go. So we're over in the hitting area. Let me give you a really quick run through of how I would do a fitting, be it for Ping, TaylorMade, Callaway, Benros, whoever. I would go through the same sort of procedure. Mizuno are the one company that have some fantastic software which will help determine shaft flexes and things like that. There's a video out there in my channel somewhere about that, worth checking out. Generally what I'm looking at first of all is length of club. So we would determine that basically by the player's height and his length of arms. We have a chart which will tell us if the person is standard, longer and shorter than standard. Length's absolutely crucial. Next thing we would go to is lie angle or shaft flex next. Let's say we're going to do the lie angle. Lie angle, most of you will probably know, is how the club sits. Really important that we get the club sitting correctly. The lies may be upright or flat. The way we do that is a hitting board, and again, there's loads of videos out there on how you check for lie angles. Then we get into shaft flex. Now, this is one of the most complex areas because Mizuno, for instance, offer 26 different shaft options. And the way we pin that down is using some software, but then we get into the actual process of looking at how the shots perform. So I'm just going to jump onto the GC2 here. I've got a 7-iron in my hands. I'm just going to hit a quick shot just to get you some data. And once that ball comes to a rest, what I'll do is I'll bring the data up on the screen and I'll show you the sort of things that I would look for on a launch monitor to make sure I'm guiding my customers in the right direction. So bring up the performance data here. Backspin is something which we need to pay quite a lot of attention to. You need a certain amount of backspin to be able to stop the ball. If the spin rate's too low, the ball kind of comes out quite flat and it just won't stop. Consequently, if you're using a shaft which the kick point is maybe a little bit too low, ball spins up, the ball starts to stall. So we're looking for, you know, that was 6,865 with a 7-iron, not that far off the optimal spin for me. Launch angle, how far the ball's carrying, all help me go into the right sort of fitting procedure. So without that data, if I was just looking at ball flight, could I do it? Yeah, I could. But I think launch monitors just give you the backup. It just really nails a lot of stuff down, and it puts me and the customer at rest. I've seen shaft changes, you know, going from maybe a dynamic gold, which is very heavy, stiff steel shaft, moving into a lighter weight shaft. I've seen club speeds increase, carry distances go up, spin rates go up and down. And remember, the golden rule with custom fitting, folks, is we are trying to get the club fitted to you. We are trying to fit it to your swing rather than the other way around where you're trying to fit to the club. So overall, really the message of this video is if you are going to go for a custom fitting, don't be put off by coming into an indoor facility. I guess best of both worlds was you'd have a launch monitor set up outside as well so you can hit off grass or a mat, but most mats that you're hitting off these days are very good quality and will give you very good feedback. Love to know your experiences on custom fitting. During my line of work, I come across people who have been for so-called custom fits and really they haven't been for a custom fit at all. No names mentioned on where they've been, but they've gone in and been given some advice which really is not great advice, and they've just so happened to have been told that regular, standard length, standard lie, they'll be fine, there'll be no problem with those. So that does happen. Now my suggestion would be to speak to people in the area. You'll find that there's fitters which have a very good reputation. Go on the internet, you'll find out where the good guys are and where the bad guys are with modern social media and things like that. There we go. Post your comments down below. Give me your experience of custom fitting, and has it worked for you? Has it made a big difference? Has it made no difference? Let's have a discussion. Thanks for watching. Before I go, I need your help, guys and girls. Trying to grow the channel. We're doing pretty well. We're up to about nearly 3,700 subscribers now, which is brilliant. And for everyone who's subscribed, I appreciate it, but I still need to get that number up. And the only way I can gain more influence with golf club manufacturers and suppliers is to get my subscribers up. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, massive favor, click on the subscribe button and we can grow the channel together. Thanks for watching. I'll be back soon. Bye for now.